Hi folks, Slavik Boyechko here with Tuts Plus, and in this lesson we're going to learn all about photos. Now, even though photos aren't necessarily video footage, a lot of our home video projects use photos because we have them and they're great, and we can make them move and animate them. So let's learn how to take our photos and add them to our editing project and do different things with them. So here we have our keyword collection for photos. Now you can import directly from your iPhoto library, but as I said before, I recommend that you organize your photos in advance into the folder for your editing project and then import them like the rest of your footage. We're going to take this photo and just drag it in here. The first thing you'll notice is that it's a vertical photo, and so there's some black bars here on the left and right. Let's go ahead and adjust the cropping. Go to Inspector, and we'll scroll down to Spatial Conform. And here we can just click on Fill, and it'll fill our frame. Obviously, it's not in the spot that we want it to be, so let's scroll up, and let's adjust the position. We can adjust the photo vertical position. All right, I'm just moving my mouse up and down, or you can type in a number. There. We can adjust the scale. Or move it left and right. Or rotate it. And you can do this with your video clips as well. One of the most common things that we see with photos is what's called the Ken Burns effect. Let's undo all of our changes to our photo clip. And we'll go up here and we'll click Crop. And now let's change this to Ken Burns effect. And you'll see here we can adjust the start and the end of this Ken Burns animation. And the arrow indicates where the animation will go. So if we start from up here and we end down here, click Done, and we get a very simple animation. Let's try that again. Crop, Ken Burns, and let's change it so that it goes from the lower portion of the photo to my little baby's face, to Max's face here. Okay. And if we right click anywhere in the window, we can leave the ease in and out option on, which eases the animation so it speeds it up and then slows down at the end. Or we can make it linear. Let's watch that. So that's a very, very simple way to animate our photos using the Ken Burns effect. We can also learn to animate our photos manually without using the Ken Burns effect. And this is a method that we can use to animate just about any parts of our project. So let's go ahead and turn off the crop, but we'll leave the settings on in case we want to turn it back on later. So we'll go here in the inspector, we'll turn that off. And let's put our playhead to the very end of the clip and then move it over just one frame by pressing on the left button on our keyboard. Okay. This is where we want the animation to end. So let's see where we want it to end. We're going to adjust the scale. We're going to adjust the Y. Maybe scale a little bit more. Then let's go ahead and press the keyframe, add keyframe option to the position and the scale. And now let's go to the beginning of our photo. And let's zero that out. Let's move that down. And let's scale it down a little bit before we see the black bars. And those keyframes are automatically added. Now if we play our photo, we'll see the animation. So once again, we move to the very end of a clip. We adjust where we want the clip to end in terms of its position and scale. We add some keyframes, and then we move the playhead back and adjust our transform, position, and scale options to where we want it to begin. And then we don't have to add those keyframes. Final Cut automatically adds the beginning keyframes. So in the project, we have this compound clip that I made earlier using a few different photos. Let's see how we would make those. We'll just drag a couple of photos here into our primary storyline. Okay, so we have them in our storyline. Now we want to create an image where we see all three photos. So let's stack them. Okay, and with our playhead somewhere over this part of the project, we'll have the top image selected, and we'll go into transform and we'll move it. Let's move it right. And then we can crop the left of it here with the crop option. Okay, now we'll select the middle picture. That's this one. And let's go ahead and crop the left and the right. In the first picture, we're going to move it. There. We can do that for the next set of pictures. And let's stack them. We have snapping on. And now what we can do is actually copy and paste the attributes so that we save ourselves some time. We take our first clip and we do Command C to copy, select the new clip, and we'll do Shift Command V. Or you can go into the menu and go Edit, Paste Attributes. And here we can paste whatever attributes we want to copy over into this new photo. Let's go ahead and paste the transform attributes and cropping. So now this photo is on the very left, just like this one is. Let's do that same here. We'll copy, Shift Command V, we'll transform and crop, and let's copy and paste these attributes. Okay, that worked pretty good. And now what we can do is select all of these photos, create one compound clip out of them. It's Option G. Okay, we're going to name it Compound Clip Photo Sequence. We're going to make sure that it's in the media event. And here it is. Here's our compound clip. We can move this around. And it includes all of the photos and their various crops and scale options embedded within that. And now we can even animate this. So let's go to the very end. We'll go into our transform option here, and let's say we scale a little bit. We want to end right about right here. We'll add keyframes, and then we'll go to the beginning, and we're just going to go back down to 100% and 0. Now the entire sequence gets animated. So those are the basics for using photos in your video project. In the next lesson, we're going to learn how to put photos together for a time lapse using a couple different methods.